TWM podcast.
I maintain that Tuesdays, not Mondays, are actually the worst day of the week. And by the sounds of things, while checking in with the person I do this podcast with, that seems to be holding true. Wait, hold on. Hello. Sorry about ranting about my ordinary problems. This is Raw Talk. We are part of the TWM network of podcasts. TWM.news is our website. There are news and reviews and articles and all kinds of things and opinion pieces going up all the time. And we've got a podcast that comes out every single day. We've got some really exciting things coming up for you as well. I'm getting so much better at that spiel that I didn't even really need to think about it. But yes, welcome to Raw Talk. We are here to talk about Raw, strangely enough. I'd like to introduce you to the person who is going to be talking about Raw with me. It is the always wonderful, always knowledgeable Victoria. How are you doing, Victoria?
Oh, I'm good. This feels like a proper Tuesday, but I'm good.
You know what I mean? Just Tuesdays. Like, at risk of sounding like some kind of weird alternate universe Garfield, Tuesdays. Anyway, there's a bunch of housekeeping I need to do, isn't there now? That's mandatory. Oh, and I'd like to just let me focus on the important thing first. TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, a fantastic app. Finding your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. There are 400 sports bars and pubs in the UK, and they allow you to put front row seats so you don't miss a thing. Download the app on the App Store, We Love Sport. All social media platforms at We Love Sport UK, and check out welovesport.co. Victoria, does that sound like a real website?
It's getting there. The more I hear it, the more it does.
Yeah, come on. That was her being as positive as possible. Also, we were also sponsored by WrestleCrate, who are lovely. If you use the code TWM Wrestling, you get a free autographed item in your first box, in your second box, and in your third box. That's right. WrestleCrate will put something in your box 3 times in a row. You need to use the code TWM Wrestling for them to put something in your box 3 times in a row. So, yeah, that's a thing you should do. And that's the sponsors done. Victoria, how are you and how did you find Raw?
I thought it was a decent show. There were a few disappointing moments and some worrying stuff, but no, I thought this was a good and important show in the build to both Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Indeed. This is the show where anything vaguely interesting went to die. So let's get into it. There are many Greek philosophers who have speculated on the nature of love and the many various different types of love and which love is stronger and more meaningful, whatever. And obviously they came up with words for this love. So we are going to discuss at the beginning of this podcast about predetermined fighting about the nature of love. Are you ready, Victoria? Ready.
Yeah, ready to talk about the nature of love. Do you want the full crash course, or should I just ask you a question?
Just ask me a question.
Just ask you a question. What is a stronger form of love? The love between brothers, which I believe is you know what? It's really bad because I blanked on it. It's really bad because I blanked on the Greek word for it. Or the love between a partner, which I know is called eros, which is which is the root of a bunch of words, which if you're listening to this, you probably know, and I just don't need to repeat because we're banned from swearing now. So yeah, is it the love between brothers or siblings, or the love between a partner? Which is a stronger form of love?
Oh, I'd say brothers.
You'd say brothers? That's interesting. Brothers and friends, yeah. That's really super interesting. All right. Well, this is related to our main top story, which is, Randy Orton finally explaining himself. Yeah. So Victoria, what did he make of the explanation? We finally know why.
I loved everything that they've done here. I mean, there were some things I thought could have been different, but the way he explained himself, the story, going back, this is what we needed. We needed that backstory and to really feel the connection between them, because we already know, they've been rivals, they've been a team, but hearing the story of a 19-year-old Randy Orton was really interesting. His explanation, however, putting the blame on Beth was, I didn't see that coming. I didn't.
Nah, like.
I mean, it's
definitely
different, and
it's definitely a person to choose to explain to. It's definitely, that's a real person to choose to explain it to. Like it's just like, I did this so that you have. What he did is he turned Beth's arguments against Randy around on her, because Beth came out and was like, I'm a wife who needs a husband, and I am a mother of 2 children that need a father. How could you? And he's turned it around and said, I did it because you need them. Like, I did it because you want a husband and you want a father to your children. It's incredible. And then it just and then he just veers left when it comes to that reason, doesn't he? So is Beth a bad wife and mother, do you think, then? If you said at the very top, that brotherly love beats the love for a partner. So, like, with that in mind, in this context, does that make Beth a bad wife and mother, or you're alright with that?
No. I mean, I like the way he twisted things around. I was like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't think she is at all, but it was really interesting that he went down that route. I mean, we all know that that's not the case at all, and this is kind of like the coward's way out, but it was, I mean, no, she's just not a bad mom or a bad wife.
No, like, not at all. I mean, Randy, he's got some issues. You might even say he might have someone that talks to him. Anyway, but what do you make of the end of the segment?
I saw it coming. I think pretty much all saw it coming. Anyone that knows Randy and just seeing what we've seen recently over the past few weeks, that we knew it was coming. Last week I asked Tom, what would you prefer? Beth Phoenix to get jumped by the Kabuki Warriors, who she's clearly working at Mania, or to get jumped by Randy, and we couldn't decide. Beth Phoenix was getting jumped. Yeah, we just didn't know who by. I think this was the right way to go about it. This is where she was needed, and this was. It sounds really weird saying it, but this was the attack she needed. So.
Yeah, this is the attack that the feud needed. It is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. It really is. It was it really it made it even more personal than it was already. So yeah, I think he could have probably been a little bit more nasty and but they don't have to punt on
TV anymore. So is what it is. And I've seen people say, she bled from the back of her head for a full half an hour during the Rumble. How could one RKO take her out like this? And I've heard people saying, the crowd was too bloodthirsty and it took away from the moment. But, my favorite thing is the crowd were like, RKO, until he did it. And then they were like, huh? How could he?
Too far. We were too far.
Yeah, to paraphrase another one of our hosts on many of our other shows, a very old meme. This is a throwback if you listen to us on a regular basis. Oh no! What happened? No, Randy!
What I did like was
don't do that.
Everyone came out.
Pardon? Yeah.
What I liked was that everyone came out at the end, like,
it's amazing.
to kind of assist him.
Yeah,
that was just, and especially the names that came out as well. Like that was, I liked that. That was like a subtle detail that actually was
everyone associated.
Great part.
Everyone associated with Edge.
Yeah.
Like just comes running out to check Beth Phoenix's find Beth Phoenix's best friend, another one of Edge's old tag team partners. The two young boys that he took under his wing and formed a faction with. Meanwhile, Matt Hardy gets RKO'd and no one comes out because all of his friends are in another promotion.
Yeah. He was alone there. He was.
But I'd like to take a moment because this is now the Byron Saxton Appreciation Society.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Victoria, how long have you appreciated Byron Saxton?
I've always been a Byron Saxton fan, like always. So, yeah, I loved it. Everything the way he said it and the way he looked, and I was like, yeah, this is why I like you.
Like, I always really appreciated the fact that they had a character from the Boondocks on the commentary from the first moment I saw him. Yeah. For those who are not familiar with the Boondocks, Tom DuBois, look him up. He's like a proto-Obama. It's really weird. Like they literally based Tom DuBois off Obama. It's amazing. But the moment that I turned the corner on him was when Brock Lesnar went crazy and killed the rest of the commentary team. They sent him out to commentate on Raw by himself. Everyone said he did a shit job, but I thought he did an amazing job. He'd just be like, oh wow, look at all this exciting things happening on the Raw after minute, but the reason why we're here. And then him chirping on Nia Jax on flipping ride along. I've got some pie that'll make your toes twinkle. He's a psychopath, and I love it.
Oh, we love him.
We do love him. We do love him. And you know what else we love? We love smoke acquisition. We do. Yeah. We do love a little bit of smoke acquisition, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, very first match that we saw on Raw was a title match. It was a tag title match, and it was a rematch from the Moral Bankruptcy pay-per-view. That is Super Showdown. Super Showdown is reviewed on Best of the Rest. It was reviewed on Friday. Go and speak to Big Boss Matty. Go and listen to Big Boss Matty and long-time podcaster Kim review Super Showdown. That came out on Friday. Please do it. For more detail on that, on the match that preceded this one. But this match had a stipulation, which didn't telegraph the ending at all, did it, Victoria?
I mean, no, but go on. I'll say what I need to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, like if the Profits lose, they never get a tag title shot again. Basically, if the Profits lose, they go back to parodying SNL backstage on a permanent basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I was like, I'm not sure if they're going to win, you know. I'm really not sure if they're going to win.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which way this was going to go, but I'm happy with the end result. They really do deserve it.
Oh, they 100% do.
And the Texans win.
Yeah, and they're so over. That promo beforehand was not only like it was the best that Montez has cut on the main roster, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Montez Ford is he's amazing.
Yeah,
he's so talented.
He's money.
He's just great. Yeah.
The man is money, and just what an incredible promo. And like they were charting their catchphrases back at him before they said it, and yes, this is like the culmination of like the first moment I saw Montez Ford. I was like, who is this charismatic Big Sean? But
yeah.
And, which is perhaps a bit harsh on Big Sean, but you know, let's leave that debate for another time. And you know what? I do feel like we're doing a disservice to Angelo Dawkins because, like, I remember that episode of NXT where he came out doing Lil Baby parody, and this guy called Patrick from Tough Enough came out doing a Prince parody, and everyone hated them. And now look at them.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a testament to growth, isn't it?
And Angelo Dawkins, he really has been here for so long.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for this for a very long time.
Very long time.
And he really does deserve it.
Exactly. But we get to the tag title match. Seth and Murphy jumped in before the bell. How predictable are dastardly heels? But the one detail I love was Seth leaving the Authors of Pain at the top of the ramp, like the Sword of Damocles.
Yeah.
Like it was like, you know, just in case I need him, just in case.
Yeah.
I
really do want to start seeing more of AOP. I feel like they should have been the ones that got those titles in the first place, and not Seth and Buddy Murphy. I love them, but yeah,
I agree with you on that, and I have a theory that I'll share with you when we at the end of us discussing this. But like, yeah, just leaving them up there, you know, as a treat. Brilliant. Yeah, it was extremely good, and so was this match. This was an incredible match. This was. They gave them 10 minutes and everyone got all of their shit. Sorry, can't say that. All of their stuff in. All of their stuff in.
Yeah.
All of their stuff in. God damn you, PG rating. Yeah, so... Yeah, it was like everyone got everything in, and it was incredible. But let's talk about a bit about the ending. Victoria, tell us about the ending of the match.
Kevin Owens made an appearance.
Yes,
and he kind of he was a big part in why we saw new champions crowned. But yeah, I liked this, and it made sense. Like, it really made sense. It tied together well. Yeah, I really liked this.
Yeah, it's really, really good. You know, he snapped and he said, "Turnabout is fair play." And as the Revival pointed out on Twitter, they're extremely happy that an extremely over tag team are finally champions on Raw.
Yeah.
Like, which might be a disservice to the Viking Raiders, but like, obviously, my heart is obviously going to go out to the Street Profits in it. I love it. I love to see it. You absolutely love to see it, don't you? Yeah.
Definitely.
However, the rematch has been set for Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
What's going on in your house? Like, it's like THX was starting up in your bedroom.
I've got a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff in my room. I'm in the middle of like redecorating.
I see. Fair enough. But yeah, like the rematch has been set for Elimination Chamber. Seth and Murphy versus Street Profits, new champions. Love to see it. But my theory is that Seth goes, "You said you were fighting us," and then AOP destroy them.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I'm not, even though I loved them, I really want to see this as like a great title reign, and they have so much to bring to the division. I don't think this is going to be a lengthy title reign, and exactly what you said. I'm kind of expecting that. I
think the money moment is them celebrating at Mania, though, isn't it? Possibly with some, possibly with a legend who's more famous than them. A little bit like when Stone Cold, Mick Foley, and Shawn Michaels came out to save the New Day for no reason at all. Literally half of the team that the New Day lost to were released the next day. Seth Rollins also has words for Kevin Owens, who and he says he'll crucify him for that, but that makes no sense because Seth Rollins doesn't even have that kind of powerbomb in his moveset.
I do just kind of want to see these guys kind of finish up
like
their business and just move on to something new. But I do think these two are going to have a great match soon, like a really good standout match that we're going to be talking about for a long time. But yeah, that's a good point.
You say that, but Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens are feuding and constantly wrestling each other. And while Goldberg is the Universal Champion. So is this 2 WrestleManias ago or what?
I don't even want to talk about that.
But the funny man has a point. It's okay. Speaking of the funny man, I'm very, very proud of the title of this next segment, which is "There's No Escape to Escape Harder." Victoria, have you seen Die Hard?
No.
No. Okay, so it just fell flat. Okay, fine. How about this? There's no escape to Electric Boogaloo. You're too young to even know about breakdance, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, let's just move on. And let's talk about, honestly. Yeah. This would have been my favourite segment on the show if it wasn't for the end segment. And I've only got one bullet point about this. We're just going to talk. The Riott Squad explode.
I really liked this.
I loved it.
I really like this. It's nice to see Sarah Logan actually involved in something.
Yeah.
And because I think she's so underrated, it's crazy.
I mean, I like Sarah Logan a lot. I remember the days when we used to cover all wrestling in the week in one podcast. And the Riott Squad debuted, and Matty kept threatening to link one of the members of War Machine to our podcast because I kept dunking on her for her promo skills. because everyone remembers that first Riott Squad promo. Oh, it was so good.
But she's great. She is great. And it was really cool to see them all in a room together and kind of see where I really want to see them back together. So that's
but
I do think we could get a much stronger match out of Liv and Ruby down the line.
Sarah Logan as the special guest referee is a lovely touch. And Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan had a perfectly passable match. Apparently Liv Morgan is stealing a bunch of moves from Stardom, which I find amazing. But if you're a female wrestler, worst place to steal moves from. No, I mean, in fact, if you think about it, everyone steals moves from Stardom. No one was doing a buckle bomb before Joshi wrestlers. Let me just say that. But yeah, just really, really cool segment. Ruby Riott pushing Sarah Logan and just testing the boundaries to the point where Sarah Logan goes, "Nah, fuck this," and they quick count, done. Oh, great scenes.
I do want to see Ruby and Liv have a much longer match down the line, because I think they could pull something great out.
I want the triple threat.
Yeah, definitely.
I want the triple threat, and then I want them to get back together after the triple threat. Which means that the result of the triple threat kind of has to be Ruby winning. So maybe I don't want them to get back together.
Yeah.
Maybe I want them to get back together and then have a triple threat. I don't know. I just want more Riott Squad. They booked them terribly first time round. I want more Riott Squad. Please.
I'm with you on that one.
Riott Squad has one of the only Hulk Hogans we recognise as well. The best iteration on the NWO. Let's move on because, I just love the Riott.
TWM Podcast are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK and check out welovesport.co.
TWM Podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
Vic, question for you. Vic?
Yeah.
Do you think Asuka's actually injured?
I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm going to say what I need to say after, but go on.
Yeah, no. I want to hear your answer. I asked you the question for a reason. I want to hear your opinion.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think that this match, between Asuka and Shayna, should have been booked in the first place. It's way too soon, and I'm hoping that she's not injured and they was just this is a mistake.
I feel like I was actually really looking forward to it because I thought it was really obvious it was going to end dirty. It was really obviously going to end with Becky Lynch run-in, which they kind of did halfway. Yeah. But let's talk about the match that they did give us. Asuka came down with a bandage on her wrist. The Kabuki Warriors cut one of their incredible promos. What was it? Kyrie's hungry for Shayna. Phrasing. Big phrasing. Such phrasing. People usually pay for that, and it's not even before the Watershed USA Network. What the heck? Anyway, anyway, the match itself is pretty by the numbers Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane match, because those two have wrestled a bunch, and it's really weird. As much as I love Kairi Sane's character now, I've really missed her wrestling as a face. Yeah, it's
because she's great. I really enjoy her, and I love her in this role and stuff. But I get what you're saying. It's just
it was the first time that she it's weird. As a heel, she becomes all character work, but as a face, it opens her moveset up, and it was just really refreshing to remind yourself that Kairi Sane is one of the best wrestlers, period, in the world.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And eventually she taps to Kira Fuda crutch because, fuck Kyrie, innit? But in the middle of the match, Becky Lynch came down in the most ridiculous sunglasses and a jacket I kind of won.
All I kept saying to myself was, I hate that coat.
You see, yellow's one of my favourite colours. But yellow's one of my favourite colours. I want the
it's a great colour. It's such a happy colour, but
not on her.
Not that coat.
Not on her. It kind of clashed with her hair.
Yeah. She just looks like a very nice summer's day.
What, like a sunset?
Yeah.
Between the colour of her hair, the colour of the coat, and her tan.
But it was either a nice summer day or like just a flame.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's better. A flame. But like, I think like we're talking about the coat too much. We're kind of glossed over the sunglasses, which weren't great.
This has become so fashion-centered.
I'm sorry. No, like it's a really weird thing, and I'm actually I'm going to move on from this because I realised I've got this thing where I dunk on Becky Lynch for like the look she's trying to go for. I'm just going to leave it alone, and then it turns out I'm wrong, and it turns out
yeah, just let it be.
No, like this is a big thing. A thing for years. It turns out I'm wrong, and it turns out it was a reference. Like the time I dumped on her for coming out in dreads, and it turns out it was a reference to a computer game character. So I was like, oh, she was cosplaying. Shit. Yeah, I swore again. But her actions as a character barely make sense.
Oh, and it's so frustrating to watch because watching her, I'm like, yeah, she's making her she's a great heel. Like, this is not. She's a heel. Like, that's just how she's behaving. But
like,
I mean,
Face Becky would run down to the ring and interrupt the match. She wouldn't join commentary. That's a heel move.
Yeah.
That's a Charlotte move. Charlotte's done that 5 times in the last month. Swear to God. Oh, Rhea Ripley's having a match. Let me just come down to commentary. Flip it out. Yeah, I swear she did. No, I swear she did this like 2 weeks ago. Like, on the Raw before TakeOver, I swear down, Charlotte came out to watch Rhea Ripley squash Sarah Logan.
She did.
Yeah. See? Not just jokes. But let's move on from the nonsensical booking of Becky Lynch, and let me ask you a question. Who do you think wins the Chamber? Is that a really dumb question?
Well, we all know Shayna's going. Yep. She's going out the winner, but there's a lot they can do here. So I'm hoping that they really everyone that's involved this year is like they have a role, and there's so much they could do to make this great. Even though we know who's going to win, but. Yeah, I just hope everything's done right with everyone involved.
They've given us the Riott Squad exploding. They've given us the Natalya Asuka like kind of mini feud, which is clearly going to extend into the one-on-one tag match. But yeah, it's basically like when Shayna was standing in the middle of the ring in the middle of the ring during the contract signing. No one's actually focused on her, and she's low-key the most dangerous woman in that cage.
Yeah. And I think it's also important to note the history and the chemistry between Natalya and Shayna.
Yeah.
I hope they really kind of touch that during Elimination Chamber, because those guys, they've worked together a lot behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, of course they would have, because Natalya's part of Camp Rousey. Yeah. That's this could.
So they've got yeah, they used to post a lot about each other and training together as well. So I'm hoping they do touch on that, and down the line, like, they really work something together.
Yeah,
we could get some cool moments in the Elimination Chamber between them.
That would be lovely. It would be lovely. In other news, Humberto, look at him. Look at him, the least interesting member of the weird ghetto that is the US title race, is the one who pins the US champion in the Lucha Rules tag match. What did you think of the match, Victoria?
I really enjoyed the match. I was looking forward to this, and it was really, really good. I wasn't expecting that end result, but I'm happy for him. Like, he needed that. Like, he needed that win. He's
honestly the least.
Yeah, this was really good. This was my favourite for that.
He's honestly the least interesting out of the 4 of them, isn't he? By like a country mile.
He is. He is. But I didn't realise how young he actually is. I think he's like 24 or something. He's really young. He's really young.
Yeah, like.
So I was just watching and I was like, he looks like he's like the same age as me. He's just a little bit older. I was like,
yeah, like my thing is, I feel like you could replace Humberto with Dominic Mysterio and it'd have a lot more heft.
Yeah.
Yeah? Like, Dominic Mysterio has already shown he could do wrestling moves. He hit Brock Lesnar with a frog splash while wearing a hoodie. The man's a legend.
Yeah.
But, like, props to Humberto, and he earns himself a US title shot at Elimination Chamber. Victoria, does he do it?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I hope he at least has like another good showing, because he's a good wrestler. Like he's good.
Like everyone in yeah, and yeah, it's not really much else to talk about beyond the fact that it's really sad because the streak is over.
Yeah,
I am pretty upset about this. Are you upset about this, Victoria?
Yeah. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, like it's not really like Aleister Black has lost his undefeated streak just so that for the Undertaker. This is certain people have gone on record as saying this is the problem with WWE. They don't record the stars that are there. This is it. Times are rough. Like over on SmackDown, which I don't watch anymore because I've got no reason to. You can see it with The Fiend, and here, like, what, months of build, just because AJ's got the Undertaker. Allow it. Can't be bothered with it. Anyway, long story short, Aleister Black, instead of just fighting AJ Styles, had to fight a gauntlet because apparently there was a clause they added to the contract, which has precedent if you look at what Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura are doing to Braun Strowman. That match is going to be hilarious. But random sidebar about SmackDown, which apparently I don't watch. But yeah, like, he beats Carl Anderson. He wins by DQ over Luke Gallows because Luke Gallows won't take an L, and yeah, AJ Styles just pins him like Taker. It's just needless. And that sets up yet another match for the pay-per-view. Do you think Aleister Black gets his win back, Victoria?
I really don't know, actually. I was really looking forward to this last night. I was like, this is a big match. This is like this. If you gave them time, at least you could create something so good, like really good. So I was really frustrated. But now I don't know if I'm as interested for their match at Elimination Chamber. I'm sure it's great. Like, it's going to be good, but like something has been taken away from it now. But at the same time, something's been added because Alice is going into this like really frustrated. But I don't know if he's going to walk out with the win. Like,
they could have done the pinning thing without actually pinning him. They could have done this entire gimmick with him beating both of the OC, and like beating both the OC, and then like they jump him in the middle of the AJ match. You know?
Yeah,
and then he pins him, and one of the OC count 1, 2, 3. That's light work, isn't it? But you know what? You know what? They've got a plan, and Raw has been really, really good. I will defer to them just this once. They brought enough good faith with me. Right, I'm just going to read this bullet point as is. The next 2 bullet points as is, because, you know, and then you can react to them as I put it. Right, ready? Rowan reaches into his cage and pulls out the worst fake spider since Andrew Garfield.
That's the dumbest thing. I just sat there, and I wasn't even surprised. I just sat there watching it. I just rolled my eyes and I was like, yeah. Okay.
Like,
fine.
At least they didn't make us wait until Survivor Series, so we can't compare it to the gobbledygooker. Oh wait, we already are. But you know what? I stand a respectful legend. Word to my boy, No Way Jose. Like,
yeah, just genuinely, that's all you can say about it, can't you? Like, at least No Way Jose made TV in it. Next bullet point I'm going to read with no inflection whatsoever, and you can just react to it. You ready? The 24/7 champion beats someone of no importance.
I'm so frustrated. This is just like, what's next for Ricochet at this point? Like, what?
Something Cody.
Yeah, they've made a mess here.
Something Cody gif.
Do you know, there are some options still left. There are some things they could still do, and some things I'd really like for them to do with him. But
please explain some of these things. This is the time. You've got the mic now to quote Biggie and belated happy birthday, Biggie.
I think they need to kind of tap back into what made him so big before he even came to the WWE. And if we look at the stuff he did during his time in Lucha Underground in particular, I think if they focus more on, because he's a great athlete, he's amazing. I mean, you put him up against people like Rey Mysterio and Andrade, you could create something really special. So I think possibly having him explore his character, and he's reached the bottom now. Like, can't really get any lower than he's
losing
reached.
to fucking middle
and
cross. Third swear.
But he can't get any lower. So kind of looking into himself and going into a different area of himself is I think probably something they should explore, and maybe tapping into that, what we saw from him in Lucha Underground, and facing off against someone like Rey Mysterio and giving him that kind of attention that he got there. And it's going to be hard to turn things around for him, because he's now like, maybe take him away for a bit, just, you know, he needs a holiday, some time away.
Imagine a wrestler in WWE wanting a holiday around Mania season. Yeah, calm. When he comes back, you're released.
That's the thing, the timing sucks, but it's like, there's nothing else for it. I mean, he could do something at WrestleMania, maybe like win the Battle Royal or something, but that's unlikely as well. Yeah. So maybe he needs a break, come back with something new. I feel you. Maybe an injury angle, so he comes back to Raw after Mania. I don't know, but that feels dishonest and kind of tacky. Can't lie to you. Yeah, maybe not an injury. He just goes for a bit. Just disappears for a bit and
just fuck. Nah, yeah. I did it again.
Yeah,
this is hard. Right. So the last bullet point I've got here, and I might have missed a bunch of stuff, I don't know, but it's the last one that I've got on my list. Paul Heyman tries to cut a scathing promo to open Raw, and for that Brock Lesnar gets 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 boots to the head. Nothing to say, Victoria?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. This whole thing was, but I don't know. It was good. Like, do you know, my problem with this is the build. Like, I feel like we're not getting enough of a story. Like, there's so much to tell for on Drew's side of things, and we're just not really getting that just yet. But it was cool to see this, to see him kind of just be like, yeah, I'm big too, and what? So yeah.
I ain't this small man. I ain't no small man, you know. I don't even need to kick you in the dick for this. Like, yeah, man. You know, Brian, he came down to the ring, innit? Looked at you eye to eye, kicked you in the dick. AJ came down to the ring, looked you in the eye, kicked you in the dick. Ricochet came down to the ring, looked you in the eye, kicked you in the dick. I ain't that guy, you know. And I'm faster than Braun. I ain't rapping, you know. Because I don't have a Scottish accent, so I'm just telling it to a road man. I ain't rapping. Gonna come down here.
Cool. I liked it.
Gonna come down here, talk, chat and breeze, boot to the head. Gonna come down here and flex like you're still the champion. Boot to the head. What?
he really went for him as well.
Yeah.
Like the crowd were cheering him on. Like one more time, he was like,
Yeah, well,
cool, all right then, yeah.
fine.
And
It's actually kind of his gimmick
it was,
now.
It was cool.
It's kind of his gimmick now. It's just like, you want me to kick him one more time? Yeah, fine.
Yeah, it's like, you tell me what you want, I'll do it.
Did you catch that Brock, after the third one, he was so hyped up that the crowd were into it, Brock had to remind him to pick up the belt? It's audible.
But I liked this. I liked it. I just want more story. I just want to see more story.
Well, they've got...
And kind of really go into Drew's his history and stuff, so yeah.
They've got a whole month to fix that. I'm sure they will. WWE did not fix that.
I hope so.
They did not fix that. And that was Raw. Raw was Raw. It's actually one of the better wrestling shows that are weekly these days. But it's improved that much that it's up there, isn't it? But Raw was Raw, and now this is the time that comes to me whenever I'm hosting a podcast. I open the floor up to whoever is joining me, and I ask, Victoria, do you have any other business?
I just want to touch on Revolution.
Okay.
From the weekend, and just the joy I felt when John Moxley got that win at the end. Like he really did just, yeah. That was great.
Yeah.
And the night overall was just really cool. Like I felt like every match just brought something different.
Yep. That tag match was...
And there were a few surprises. And,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Just... Yeah. And Orange Cassidy showed everyone who does it.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a really, really good pay-per-view. I think we did review it on Monday. We reviewed it on Monday. Go back and listen to it. If you scroll through the TWM archives, you'll find our review of it on Monday. And I believe I gave it a B+, because the things that I didn't enjoy, I really didn't enjoy. But the things I did enjoy, I really enjoyed. So that's a B+ to me. But yeah, the Revolution was incredible, to be fair, in hindsight. Maybe I was a bit harsh. But yeah, and my only other business is simple. I do believe there was a pay-per-view on Thursday. I do believe that there was meant to be two people, our predictions champion, Shirley, and our number one contender, George, who were meant to submit predictions and have them splurged out everywhere. I have not heard a single thing. Now, I'm not booking this division. As one of the most prolific champions of this division, of course I've got a vested interest in it, but I'm not interested in competing for this. But I would very much like to see it defended. I built this division from the ground up. Can this happen, please, Matthew Della? That's all I ask. Elimination Chamber on Sunday. You've got an opportunity to make this right. Thank you. Victoria. Social media, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to go.
At Tezangi Victoria.
At Tezangi Victoria. I will give out the social media of... I haven't even decided, but I'm definitely giving out a social media account. Just loading up Twitter because I'm not 100% sure what their social media is. I know who I want to give it to, whose I want to give out, but yeah. At BBC The One Show. If you know, you know. All right, everybody. I guess we'll see you next week. Say goodbye, Victoria.
Bye.